all revolves around Benny. He can find success, the team can.
Yeah, the prediction was a stomp, Miracle, right? Almost all to the side of Echo. Will Homeboys give an upset in this first game? Composition-wise, they definitely can, right? Sure, that Gord is such a risky pick, but the range, they can play, definitely can play the range around with.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to enter the land of Dawn. For match number 2, Echo takes on Homeboys. Zorn already early on this Edith, going at it with JP, but is forced to use the onward defensively. And you know how Echo's name is the House of Highlights? I think for some reason, I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of highlights here from both these teams in this matchup.
I think highlights are definitely going to be present, but I think the goal lane matchup is where it's at, especially for the late game. In the early game, though, that is a lot of damage.
And onward, a Mystic Projectile as well, both connecting in Chibi. You can definitely see that base damage come forth in the first minute of the game. Super fast clear. He's already gone through both his buffs.
That was a fast rotation, and seeing the composition, it does make sense, right? They can play this also. This mobility composition that they have perhaps in this early game especially. So with JP not having a flicker for this turtle, that's already a huge advantage on the neutral objective take for the side of Homeboys.
Right, in the first fight though, the Cold Altar, or the Netherrealm, my mistake, against possibly a combo with a penalty zone. We'll have to see, because Echo, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the top side, but the backup is coming.
Kaltizi has to walk away from this, and that's actually going to be a good steal away. Warlord gets it. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, as expected, this lane for Ryzel should be in his hands. A bit of an advantage. Meanwhile, first turtle going to spawn. Not yet slain, ladies and gentlemen.
And you can see here already Fredrin is poking the turtle now. Setup-wise, Echo is also, they want to contest.
Let's see if they can. Echo still has a bit more of an advantage when it comes to CC, and there it is. Sanford with a Petrify, even diving to the back. Warlord should be in a lot of trouble, but is able to flicker out. Meanwhile, there's another fight going in here. Sanji saves the day for a bit with another round, but Kaltizi here gets out for a while. Subpot flickers forward, but gets knocked up instead. Now it's Chibi versus the world. It's still an outplay from Sanji. And Echo takes the dub early on in the first turtle fight.
Sanford saving the day, and even now, Sanford finds a solo, technically. Wow, Sanford, earlier on, he distracts Gord, looking for the kill, doesn't really get it, but it made Gord or Warlord recall, and without the Gord, Sanford can regroup with his team, provide the cover, and there you go. Echo grabbing 3 kills in an instant.
The early game damage definitely comes from the mid lane, especially when you do have the Gord. Unfortunately, got caught in a weird 1v1 there. It is not ideal. Shows again that Homeboys, they have all the tools right here, but the setup matters more than ever as Soren finds a play.
It's on to Kaltizi. It's a good primal ramp that gets him low, but now he is caught in the enemy jungle. Behind enemy lines. Zorn with an Earth Shatter, Sanford with Eye for an Eye. Zorn should be dead with a Phantom Slash there, and yes, he does fall in the back. It does give Chibi, however, a big opportunity to secure a neutral objective.
The first turtle is now off, is now taken out. So let's see here. Echo, will they be able to somehow equalize, right? That's the question here. Echo, though, economy, they are slightly ahead.
They're still pretty okay bringing this into the mid game there, especially if Chibi doesn't really get to snowball hard. Sanji quietly has already amassed 3 kills, already with the Enchanted Talisman. That's a lot of damage, burst-wise, but also a lot of damage because he can spam it a lot more.
Mr. Gosh, JP gets out, just barely into the Netherrealm, pops in the mini when Fury as well to knock Zorn up. That's a double knock-up and some follow-up damage from Sanji and Benny, turning another fight around for Echo.
The reinforcements from Echo, man, they are a pod indeed. And again, JP, sure, he burned the flicker, but the minion break comes in clutch. Bought enough time for the other members to regroup and capitalize. Homeboys now, again, they're slightly behind, but it seems like they're looking for more proactive plays. Is that the right move?
I feel like proactiveness is on the hands of Echo. They kind of actually have a better burst-heavy composition. So unless it's a full-on 5v5, I don't really think Homeboys' composition really lends itself to these skirmishes in the early game. I think later on, when they want to get a big combo, that's where Ryzel can just hold his ground and aim to just outperform, out-damage, output Benny Cutie. But that has to be backed up by a strong early game laning phase. So far, Homeboys has not been able to get one.
Okay. Both EXP laners here cutting the waves. They want to join the fight for that turtle, but oh, a fight almost occurred in the mid.
Good stampede from Sanji, and Zorn just gets absolutely disintegrated. Even in the back, Sanford in the 1v1. Chibi, gets a solo kill there. But that was Sanji. At the realm a bit too late, and now the Mystic Gush connects onto Sanji, shutting him down. Warlord picks up the kill. Another kill on the board for Homeboys, but it's always traded in. It's never a one-sided trade this game.
Echo, very good. If you want to call it a distraction, yes. But again, Sanford taken out a very good cover overall by Homeboys. Now, let's see the items here. Bruno, of course, will go for the Has Claws, but take a look at Charizla. Fury Hammer, and then going for the Dominance Ice early.
This will reduce the shielding and healing for sure. Paramis, Fredrin, Minotaur even. There's a lot of sustain built into the composition. And on the other side, Sanford going for the Hunter Strike, but going straight for some tankiness right here. I think he's attempting to do multiple roles. He might flank in the background, but he can actually have a huge presence in the mid-game teamfights using that Petrify if it's up. What's interesting is that the board went for the Ice Queens once first. It gives some kind of sustain and a lot of utility, but of course, it only depends if Warlord doesn't really get found, if he doesn't really get zoned away in the middle of a big fight.
And onward, connecting onto Carl Teasy with Apollo. An instant penalty zone, but now the re-engage happens. Echo get a massive minute fury. Now they all fall on the Mystic Gush. The laser's big. TV has to back away. Echo going very, very low. Meanwhile, Sanford in the back joining in with a flank as well. Ryzel looking for a big play. Picks up one, now dashing forward as well. Betty Cutie gets an outplay. Ryzel doesn't. And it's all Echo with a victory. Only Sanji falling. It's a 4-for-1, a disaster for the Homeboys.
A lot of bodies already from the side of Homeboys, and Echo, they will establish a healthier lead now. Take a look at Carl Teasy going for the purple buff as well, stealing that one. And man, Homeboys, they were fine 2 minutes ago. Now they need to slow down their horse.
Maybe. This is a problem when you meet your match, kind of, right? You're both, making crazy plays. Chibi right there had barely any HP, and he hid in the bushes trying to get Benny Cutie. But Benny was ready for it. He would do that as well, but no, look, Ryzel!
Deleted off the map instantly. Echo, they see someone step out just a bit, and they go in hard. It's the House of Highlights that we all expected today. Only 2 turtles this game. They'll ignore the third one and they'll go straight for the Lord that spawn in. With no Ryzel, I don't think Homeboys can really look for a contest.
See, Echo, yeah, they will blitz it. Well, not blitz it, but they will take this Lord comfortably. Meanwhile, Homeboy is struggling to find any cross-map plays. And it's all because Echo, they do not forget to clear. They always manipulate their waves, managing it very, very well. And Homeboys, up to this point, have no effective play in their hand.
And the recall's coming in as well. I think Homeboys have to try and respect the potential, but wow, 1v1!
Solo kill down below by Sanford on the Benedetta against the Nolan. That's why they didn't ban it. They didn't need to. Sanji walks up to zone Ryzel, and Sapat does it successfully, as that's going to be a free tier 1 in the mid lane falling. Zorn now caught in a tough spot. Kaltizi wants to go all in. Trying to look for a taunt there, but gets poked down instead. Ryzel down to half of his HP, forced to back all the way to his base.
And the issue right here, especially in these big fights, is that Benny Cutie is relatively untouched. He usually gets, some damage spills over onto him from some AoE damage, but for the most part, he's been very, very safe. Having a Purify and standing next to a Paramis and a Minotaur, he can go as aggressive as he wants, and if you go on him, it's not necessarily the right move for Homeboys. It's a difficult situation to be in, and now Echo is taking full control. The snowball has begun.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first Lord Echo will not be able to push until the base turret here. The passive still stands for Homeboys. And, well, meanwhile, the jungle, though, will not be safe for the side of Homeboys there. Oh, jungle invaded.
Sanford against the world right now is able to evade. Sanji comes in clutch with another realm, and he gets out. Now it's a re-engaged team. He falling to the Appraiser's wrath. What a now play by Echo as Benny Cutie now follows up to the team support with no flicker. Cannot get away. He gets knocked up and taken down by Carl Teasy, who picks up a double.
The coordination, the trust, and Echo, they move more.
Into the base, inside of it, they don't care. Warlord gets bursted down by one San. That's the second half of the SANSAN duo going in to pick up a killing spree. Dorn running away with the conceal, but the SANSAN duo is inevitable.
Echo, they can't end right here, right now. Chibi and Support, can they defend this one?
It's just Chibi right now, and he got deleted from the map, and now it's Suppot. He'll follow very, very soon with a base taken down. My goodness. The Echo Express are back.
Echo still